G'day folks. We're originally going to pick up some ATM safes today and thought I'd have a bit of a detour. We had to empty the trailer anyway, and instead of going to the scrapyard, we just decided we'll see if the tip's open, and sure enough they were. And look what the hell they had. MFM and SCSI hard drives, big ones, several computers. Like the bins were overflowing. You said it'd been about 2 weeks since they were scheduled to pick them up. And they were more than happy for us to help alleviate some of the problem. So what have we got? We've got Pentium 2.
In a AT form factor board.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is the one you thought was a P1.
Yeah, so these were to upgrade machines like Crunchy.
Yep.
So where you had an AT machine and you didn't want to buy a whole new computer, you could buy one of these boards and just drop it in your old AT case.
Yeah, so it's got the AT and ATX headers on it as well, but it doesn't have the ATX ports on it. So that's neat.
And it survived the water that was in it.
Video, nothing too special there.
No idea who made that.
Yeah. Sounds nice. AWE 64 Creative ISA card. It's an original AWE 64. There's a SCSI controller which we might need for the bigger drives.
We can hook them all up to that.
There's a vintage Media Vision CDR drive. Some of the bits I picked out, I've just grabbed some random old hard drives. It looks like a shop clean out or possibly a deceased estate clean out. There's tons of old Apple drives, these old silver 250 meg SCSIs, huge amounts of that stuff. I grabbed a small sample of everything. Quarter height CD-ROM just for shits and giggles. 80 meg external Apple hard drive, there were tons of those in there. I grabbed one just to see what it's like. Julian's new workshop PC, which is a Pentium D. Pentium dual core. Don't know if it works. I mean, it might need a power supply or something, but it's not too bad. That one's cool. They weigh a ton.
The big stack.
Yeah, so that one is Fujutsu Limited. Did you work out how big this was?
No, I'll have to search all the model numbers. That one's 9 gig. That's the only one whose size I actually know.
Yeah. That one's complete. That one's missing its controller card and faceplate. It's still got a big AT front on that one. Yeah, you're missing that there. It looks like the motor controller.
Now you understand, looking at this way, Miniscribe almost managed to get away with shipping bricks in place of drives. Yeah,
that's a good story. Miniscribe tried to save themselves, but ultimately doomed themselves. In too much trouble to make hard drives, so they sold bricks to customers but didn't actually freight them to their door.
Aye.
Then they wanted to recall the bricks and then use the money that people had invested in drives to make the drives, but someone squealed.
That's only because they laid off their entire staff at Christmas time.
Yeah, that's a bad idea when you've got a deal like that going on. It could have worked perfectly. That's the sad part, it could have saved them. But who bought them after that, Seagate?
Maxtor acquired them actually.
Okay.
And threw out their entire product line. That was a leaf, not a spider. That was alright.
I saw that recoil. Oh yeah, little ATX Celeron, Celly. Nothing too flash, but it'll do. Yeah, it's got a little like a 1x AGP slot on it.
It's a ACR slot.
Okay.
Audio communication riser. So a little
so it's not
card
oh,
that
of
fits
course.
in, and it uses the
yeah, I've had a few of them.
Uses the AC97 codec.
So it doesn't even have AGP video.
Nope.
Oh.
It was a budget board.
Basic workstation for somebody.
Budget boards now are the same. They're just faster.
Yeah.
I might bash this one as a bit of an experiment with a sander and see what I can do.
Yeah, these big drives are the real score. 5 1/4 inch full height.
Brilliant wall ornaments.
Yeah, pretty much.
You never know. They might even still work.
The 9 gig one would be cool.
I vote we rig them all up to a power supply and switch them all on at the same time.
See if the power supply completely takes a shit fit.
I think the power supply might explode, considering a couple of those are rated for 2 amps at 12 volts.
These are more SCSI Apple drives. That's neat. It's an early Quantum, US made. a Hyundai memory chip by the looks of it. It's got a little Intel flash chip, Hyundai, what looks like memory chip. Oh no, that's probably memory. That goes to the head. Yeah. There's motor drive.
Oh, Radeon 9600 Pro XT.
Ah, it's
Nice.
an HEP card.
It's a very modern age. It's one of the last
last
HEPs.
ones.
What have we
Yeah.
got in here? 1 gig DDR400, 512 DDR400, 512. So it's got 2 gig of RAM.
Nice. This was the one that was actually in the steel bin, wasn't it?
Yes, this one's in very, very, very nice shape.
Gonna work?
500 watt power supply. Oh, did we ever try turning on that monitor?
Oh no. Yeah, we got the monitor with the HP as well. I'm trying to find a cable for it. Let me have a look. The monitor works perfectly. Going to sleep. Alright. I'll let it go to sleep and then what's Julian doing? Oh, sheet metal work on a computer case.
See if I can sand all the crap off it.
Shame I don't have an air orbital. That's what I need next. I get a 3M Orbi.
There we go. Just make sure it still works. Sweet.
He's a bit not very happy.
I think I'm going to have to hit it with something harder.
That's not oscillating very well either. I wonder if the rubber drive thing's gone. It's supposed to go back and forth. I think the rubber mounts in there. Oh no. I don't know. I can't remember how those work. I think it's supposed to just go back and forth. Alright, well, done a little bit of testing. This one won't spin up, possibly because of stiction or the motor controller card's blown. This one's missing its motor controller card completely, which could be a common problem. So they're not going to be operating, but these three operate. So let's power them on all at once. The mini scribe's brakes are a little noisy, but they work. It'd be nice to get these two going, or at least one of them anyway. We don't have the controller card for the bottom one, but everything else is there. We've got the frame. We don't have the old AT faceplate for it, but it's all there. Julian can do a teardown on these ones. He might be able to make one good one out of the lot. Anyway, that should conclude our little tip trip, which was awesome. We found so much cool stuff. It is just amazing. Yeah, this one's a mini scribe. I guess people want to know what they are. This one's a mini scribe 6085. This one here, if I'm going to plug it, it actually has its own built-in 8086 processor. It's a Fujutsu drive, Fujutsu M2246SA, and this one here is a Micropolis it's a Micropolis 1936-21, so it should give you an idea what they are. Very sturdy cast alloy or magnesium housings. Very serious stuff. Back in the day anyway. Modern drives outperform these 10 to 1, but still. This is vintage high-end computing stuff, particularly these SCSI ones, server grade stuff. The MFM one, not so much. There's only one MFM, and that's the mini scribe. I found that one at the other end of the bin. God knows how many others were still in there, but we couldn't see them. The bin was completely full to overflowing with e-waste, so there were plasma TVs and computers and appliances, everything just stacked way above the top of the bin, so it was very hard getting stuff out. But there were tons and tons of CD-ROM drives and hard drives and all sorts of stuff, a lot of Apple stuff. No complete Apples, like no vintage Apple computers or anything, unfortunately. Just various little bits and pieces, that was about it. So I'm guessing it was either shop clean out or deceased estate clean out. And yeah, we've managed to save as much as we can, which is awesome. And Julian will be posting some videos on the whatever MFM hard drives he takes home, because we're going Harvey's. And he'll also be posting videos on the gadgets and gizmos that he fixes up, so stay tuned to his channel.
And Workbench PC Mark II.
Yes, that HP with the working monitor, excellent score.
I might actually hook that all up and see if the whole thing works.
Yeah, power it up. Do one last little thing. I'll put these somewhere, and yeah, we'll set up that little Hewlett-Packard and see if that works.
Ooh, it lives. Our monitor went to sleep. It's on.
Video. No input.
Maybe that VGA cable got a bit chewed up.
I did pull on it incredibly hard to get it out of the tangled mess of electronics, so we might have to try another one. Or we might have a mainboard issue.
If I turn it off and on again.
Not that it'd be hard to find another mainboard.
I'm looking for blink.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it's posting. But that's okay. I can.
We've got our power supply rails, just no mainboard.
It's okay. New mainboard. Problem
Cool.
solved.
Sort of explains why the whole lot got thrown out, apart from the keyboard, which is already his. Cool. It's a good case.
I love the case because it's got all the card reader built in.
Card reader, expansion bay, and pocket media drive bay. Audio. What was that?
The monitor turning off. The power supply just ran out
Oh, it's got
of juice.
Yeah, it's got speakers on it, so there's a little pop through the sound driver. That's neat. Certainly fix that. I'd also check the power supply first, just in case you're not getting 3.3 volts or something.
I wouldn't turn on without any of the voltage rails.
Oh, true, yeah, because you use the
It would crack
soft
the
start.
sounds,
Computers aren't hard start anymore.
which is probably good.
Yeah.
You know, when there's a short circuit, they
It can shut down instead of sitting there smoking.